Hi, my name is Matthew Belisario. Welcome to another edition of the Belisario Sonic YouTube channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Birmingham, Alabama Record Show and show you what I picked up today at the first day of 3 days that they're having it here August 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So today's Friday. It starts at 3 o'clock to the general public and goes until 8. Saturday it goes from 9 to 5, and Sunday I think it goes from 10 to 4. So just a little bit about the Birmingham Record Show in Alabama, just outside of Alabama at the Gardendale Civic Center. For those of you who don't know about it, I believe it is the largest record show in the Southeast. Now, you would think it might be in Nashville or Atlanta, but nope, it's right here outside of Birmingham, Alabama. It's at the Gardendale Civic Center, as I just said. It has one large room that's dedicated to it, and then also another side room on the other side of the hall that has some other dealers. I would say there's probably around, I think they say up to 80 dealers. I want to say there was probably maybe 60 or 70 dealers there today. So it's a pretty good turnout overall, considering that all the COVID craziness. But a lot of cool records. Today, I focused on some jazz records that I wanted to pick up. So I kind of had some artists and some records that I was looking for, and then I got a couple of surprises as well. Now, as far as the record show goes, it is kind of more geared towards the rock genre. So you find a lot of classic rock. You find a lot of 80s. A couple of dealers do have quite a bit of metal records. So for those of you who like heavy metal, there's quite a bit of that there. As far as the jazz records go, there was quite a bit there. I found maybe some of the stuff to be a little bit overpriced personally, but very good quality records. So one thing that I'm finding now when I'm buying, I buy a lot of records online, and I'm finding that the grading is getting worse and worse. The other day I bought an Anito record. I got it last week, and it was so bad. It said it was near mint minus condition. I got it. It was so scratched up and it popped so bad. I took pictures, sent it back to the guy, and luckily he gave me my money back and told me to keep the record. So I understand things like that happen. But what makes the record show so nice is you can go there and really take a look at the condition of the records. And for me, I'm a real stickler on buying used records. I want good quality. I don't want pops and scratches in there that I can feel with my finger that are gonna catch the stylus. So I want a clean record. So I did get that today, so I'm pretty excited. So if you're in the area, if you're in Nashville, if you're in Atlanta, or anywhere in the surrounding area of Birmingham, Alabama, it is, I think, worth a drive to go check it out, especially if you're looking for things in particular. Again, you've got probably anywhere from 60, 70 dealers there, and all genres of music are there. So again, I think it's more rock oriented. You can find all your classic rock records there. You'll find I found a smaller amount of the oldies, 50s and 60s. There are some there, dealers that specialize in that. Again, there was enough jazz for me to look through. But what I did was I took $100 cash, because I'm spending way too much money on records. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take $100 in cash. When it's gone, it's gone. Whether it's one record, two records, whatever it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and show you what I picked up at the Birmingham Record Show. So first thing up, I've had this on my list for a long time, and I can never find it in really good shape. So this is Countdown, Time in Outer Space, Dave Brubeck Quartet. One of the records I've been wanting to get. I was pretty excited. It's on the original 6i Columbia label there. So in really nice shape. So I was excited to pick this up. I think this was, I want to say this was like 12 bucks. So I was pretty happy with this one. Again, in pretty nice shape. So that's one of the ones that's been on my list. So I was pretty happy to pick that one up. Another one that was on my list, and this was the last one that I bought for the day when I went across the hall to the smaller room, and that was this felonious Monk at the Black Hawk. This has been on my list for a long time, and usually when I see it, it's really expensive. If the record's in good shape, they go for 40, 50, 60 bucks. This one, the cover, not so great on it. It's got a little, it's not in perfect shape by any means. I would say it's a very good. It's got some issues around here. So, but what impressed me was the condition of the record, and it looks like it's hardly been played. So when I saw this one, it was 25. I jumped on it. I mean, it's pretty pristine. I mean, you don't see hardly any scratches on this at all, even really light ones. So I'm pretty excited about this on the Riverside label. I love Felonious Monk, one of my favorite piano players. And so I'm really excited to have found this in good shape for 25 bucks. Even though, the jacket's not in the greatest shape, good enough for me if I can listen to it and have a good quality listening experience. So I'm excited about that. Those are probably the two of the ones I was most excited about. I did find a Frank Sinatra record that it's one of my favorite records by Sinatra, and that's No One Cares. This one is on the Capitol Rainbow label, really good shape. So I was pretty excited to pick this one up. I just like this record by Sinatra. So I think this one was $10. And so I was pretty excited about that one. I did find two records I've been looking for that I always just kind of keep an eye out for, because they're always beat up like they've been drugged behind a truck whenever I find them. And that's the Martin Denny Lounge records, which I think are kind of cool. This one's called Exotica. It's on the Blue Liberty label. This one I think was 10 bucks. It's almost like brand new. I mean, it looks like it's hardly been played on the Blue Liberty label. So just kind of a cool record, that kind of lounge jazz record that I enjoy putting on sometimes. And then I found a sealed version of Romantica, which is another one. It was sealed, but it had a little spot on there where the label was stuck onto the jacket. It was like peeled, where it's sealed, but it's got like a piece of its peels. And when they stuck the price tag on, it got stuck on the jacket. So that kind of sucked, but the actual record itself was sealed in there, and it was 10 bucks. And it's on the Liberty label as well. So I was excited because this is a brand new record. And again, it's just one of those cool records that I just like. I enjoy. It's kind of an oddball record. That's kind of that weird lounge, space age jazz music kind of stuff that you got from the late 50s, early 60s stuff. So that's pretty cool. Another one I've been on the lookout for is Anito Day, who's one of my favorite jazz vocalists. She just had that cool voice and very unique delivery, and I just really dig her, a lot of her early records. So this one is a Verve record. This one was in really nice shape. I think this one was 10 bucks as well. So again, some of these may be a little, a little overpriced, but if it's in really good shape and I'm going to listen to the record, I'll pay the 10 bucks to get the record. And nice Verve label there. So another good find for me. It's another one of those records that I look for to add to my collection. So that's another one. And the last one I have to show you is what I'm listening to right now, which is a cool record by a guy that I've heard of, but didn't know a whole lot about, and that is Joe Beck. Now, I've heard of him just because he has such a huge resume on playing on tons of records. So if you don't know who Joe Beck is, just, if you're just interested in learning about a new musician who's a great guitar player, go on to Wikipedia, type in his name, and pull up his resume, his discography. You'll be blown away by it. The guy's has like 20 of his own records. Has played with guys like Gato Barbary, James Brown, Jimmy Scott. He's played with Burt Bacharach. He's played with Larry Coryell, Hank Crawford, Miles Davis. I mean, you name it, you go down through this. He's played with tons of people, just one of those guys most people have never heard of. And I had heard the name, but I didn't know a whole lot about him. And when I go to this, I go every year to this Birmingham because I live in the area. So I go to the record show usually at least once a year. Now, I think it's usually twice a year in May and in August. So I didn't go in May. I did go just today for the first day of the 3 days for this August show. But one of the dealers I see there every time I go, he always gives me good recommendations. And I kind of like to pick up at least one record when I go to the record show of a record I've never heard, and I'll usually go based on the recommendation of one of the dealers. So I'll tell them what I'm interested in. This guy I happen to know. I talk to every time I go there. We talk about guitars and playing guitar and everything. And I was going through the records, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" He goes, "Oh," he goes, "You got to get this one." I think it was $10, like brand new Polydor record, a Joe Beck. It's more of a funk kind of record, but it's got some jazz elements to it. There's vocalists on it, different vocalists, acoustic guitars, electric guitars, kind of funky in a lot of areas, some jazz elements, some folk elements, kind of an interesting blend of music, but really cool guitar playing on it. And so he recommended this record to me, and I'm pretty happy with it. So this was kind of my adventurous record of the day. So if you're in the area, you're near Birmingham, Alabama, I would say if you're within a few hour drive, leave early in the morning, it's going on Saturday and Sunday, take the drive over, especially if you're looking for records in good shape. And if you've got cash, there's always deals to be made. So, if there's particular records, for those of you who are looking for jazz records, quite a few jazz records to pick from. There are a lot of classic rock. Your metal guys, you're going to find a lot of metal. I was kind of surprised how much there was with metal records. So for those of you guys that are interested in that, there was quite a bit to be had there with that genre as well. And again, you're talking about 60 to 80 dealers there. So it's pretty fun to go through and talk to everybody and go through the records. And, you never know what you're going to find there. So that's my haul. I got the Joe Beck. I got the Anito Day, Sings the Winners. Again, all in great shape. I got the 2 Martin Denny records, Exotica, Romantica. I got the Frank Sinatra, No One Cares, Columbia. And I picked up the 2 prized possessions that I picked up was the Countdown Time in Outer Space, the Dave Brubeck that I've been looking for, 6-Eye Columbia, and then I was able to pick up Felonious Monk at the Black Hawk, so on Verve. So that's the jazz haul from the Birmingham, Alabama Record Show. Take a drive over if you're in the area and check it out. I think you'll have a good time there. So take care, and we'll talk to you later.